And live from New York, it's Seth!
I started proofreading at a place called ROP Color in Harrison, New Jersey, and they did medical journals. So I would come in the middle of a story, whatever, and I would look at all the symptoms, and I'm like, oh my God, I have this. Like every day, I have this. And one of the times I'm like every symptom I had, I flipped to the front, and it was menopause, and I was 22 years old. But then I moved to the city and became a foreman at a type shop before there were desktop computers. And eventually I was a foreman at a larger shop, and I said I wanted to sell. And then I realized you just cold call people. SNL was a cold call. But I was telling them what they could do to make it easier. And then they stuck with me through 5 separate companies. And technically, I don't work for them, but every Friday we go through the ringer together.
For someone who doesn't know what you do, how would you describe it?
Well, when people ask me what I went to college for, I always say for staying up from Thursday till Sunday. But the thing is, they do the design, and we do the implementation. And I open every file. So if you're doing a backdrop, this is clothing. I mean, this is cloth, right? So this is supposed to be 20 feet by 60 feet. It's for someone in upstate New York. But I open the file. Every Illustrator file has a maximum size of 48 inches. So then everything above 48 inches, which is basically everything we do, has to be like 400% or 600%. And all the Photoshop files are too large to ship, even through WeTransfer or Google Transfer. So they send it to me. I size it. I look at it. I make sure at final resolution it looks good. I think if anyone's doing any kind of design, go to actual size or print size and see what it really looks like. So last week I called Charlotte, who I work with, who's the great designer. And I said, this looks very grainy. And she said, well, it's supposed to look like it's through a stone glass window. So, but we talk about everything. And there's really no time to screw up. So unless we're on the same page, we're in trouble. And then I get the Saturday morning call, and then I'm back in the city.
What's like a normal turnaround time that you like specifically on SNL or some of these shows?
We start at 8:30 in the morning on Friday, and we deliver when we're done. We do 8 sets in one day.
Holy shit.
I know. Well, last week we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sets. Most of them didn't even make air. They choose 5. But there's something called Cut for Time on NBC, SNL, and it has some of the stuff that I've done that really looks great, like a Hooters set with Kate McKinnon. I thought it would be hilarious. It didn't make the air.
Oh, I'm upset.
Yeah, I don't get upset about that. I don't tell people, oh, I did this 50-foot backdrop. You got to see it, because it's third of the time it's not on TV.
Right.
So
you're just used to like having that expectation.
It's a job, and they pay for everything, whether they use it or not. And it's I don't know. I like it. It's like a sport. It really is. You have to really be into it. And my guys get, if we stay late, I buy them dinner, and then I buy them beer for when we're packing up. You have to make sure everyone loves you, because it's not easy. It's not for the faint of heart.
What's the tightest deadline you've had to hit?
Oh, well, if they need something right away, sometimes the Tonight Show will call me. They usually have a tighter deadline because they film at 2:30. They film the rehearsal, so they could send me something at 1:00, and say I need it at 2:30.
Oh my God.
And well, we just did the Puppy Predictors Final Four version,
Uh-huh.
and there were 4 teams, obviously, in the Final Four. They had 2 of the logos were wrong. They didn't notice that till about an hour before rehearsal. So they said, "Can I get this right away?" And I said, "Yeah, just send someone now. I'll do it." So yeah, we can. Some of the things just take longer. And if you're hand gluing, but it's all about communication.
Have you ever had a client ask for something that wasn't physically possible, or is there always like a solution to something they want to achieve?
There's things that I can't do. I can't do 3D printing. There's a laser that can cut very intricate things, but that has a bed of 38 by 21, so it's very small. This is on the Sun digital die cutter. So that is pretty much the best I can get for intricacy. Because then eventually the inside of all this stuff isn't sharp. So yeah, if it's something like that, we have to find another solution. But those solutions can be that we print on the silver or on the gold, and then we print over it. Like this piece right here, SNL 50. The gold is not on top, it's underneath. The black's printed and the white's printed. So I can print much more intricate things than I can cut. So there has got to be a solution. And sometimes the solution is like we did something for Elsbeth at CBS, and I said, too small to cut. And they always say, where do you want it? I'm like, I need at least 1/8 of an inch on the stroke of any letter. And they just changed the file and send it back in.
Has there been like a most challenging concept that you were like, oh shit, like how am I gonna do this?
Well, we did Macy's fireworks display at Pier 17. It was 56.8 feet by 14.75. We couldn't put it up till 2:30 in the morning in the rain, and you can't tell if it's gonna fit. So there's a video on the thing I sent you of it just dropped, and everyone was like, "Oh, thank God." so we just did another one. We did one for BTS, was because they just got out of the army in Korea, so they had a concert at Pier 17, and we're the go-to people for doing that. But again, it's the same concept. It's just we have to put all these tables together. We have a high-speed sewing machine. Our material is 10.5 feet wide, so we have to sew it together, and everyone gets it done.
Well, I saw the videos you sent, and there was one that was crazy. It was you replacing an old printer, but you had to like take the windows out, get the printer in. I'd love to hear more about the like actual technical stuff.
Yeah, we're on the 3rd floor on 38th Street, 263 West 38th Street. And the freight elevator won't handle these things. It's only a 10-foot ceiling, even if you go sideways. So the machines are 16 feet, maybe 20 feet. So we have to open the window, close the whole street, which I'm sure people are very happy about on a Saturday, trying to get to a Broadway play or something. And we bring them through. So we have the ViewTech, which is something that prints direct. That prints on anything less than 1.75 inches thick. Prints on plexiglass, metal, wood, gator board, foam core, Sintra, any of the materials that you need. And then the bed for the Zun, which cuts it, is 78 by 110. So you can put anything on there, and it's different drill bits, and it goes through from an Illustrator file and cuts everything It's amazing because we used to do it with a jigsaw
Wow.
and by hand and then sand it. Takes a lot less time now.
That was one of my questions, is like, how has the process evolved as technology has advanced?
Yeah, whatever comes out, we get.
Yeah.
So we want to stay ahead. And it's like I said, the Zund is one of them, the laser is one of them. There's people with 3D printers. I do not have that. We have to figure out a way to get certain things done. Stacking them, kind of like this. I can do that and make a cylinder 3 feet high if I just stack enough 1-inch things on it.
Is there a reason you don't get a 3D printer?
I don't think that it's really not enough call for it, to tell you the truth. Plus, it takes so long that none of my clients would have the time for that. I mean, people don't come to us if they have 2 weeks. They come to us if they have 1 day. And that's why we're probably the last printing company left in New York City. People have offices here, but they're either in Long Island City or Brooklyn or New Jersey. But we are 6 blocks away from 30 Rock, so you can't go through the tunnel in an hour. You know?
Well, they're like, looking through all the content you sent. Sometimes it's simple and sometimes it's intricate. Like, one of the videos was Jimmy Fallon, who like had his arm through this thing and then his face popped out and he actually came through.
We got 6 hours. No, not even. I got to file at 10 a.m. and we had to deliver by 3. And then, so the Zund, what it also does is it miters things. So it miters them at 45-degree angle. So it goes like this. So then you glue it. And we had to figure out how to make sure that he could pull his face out from the inside. That was hilarious. I really like that one. I love the puppy predictors too, though. That's my favorite.
That's your favorite of all time?
Yes, because I'm a big, there's just a bunch of golden retriever puppies. How could you not? I mean, they're wonderful.
Fair
but
point.
Everyone up there is so sweet. All the people I've dealt with are very sweet at the Tonight Show. I deal with Seth Meyers, but he doesn't do that much. I did some stuff for Kelly Clarkson. I did their Christmas set and their Halloween set, but they don't really do a lot of stuff day to day or week to week. I mean, I just take it when I can get it.
Fair. Do you have a favorite musical artist that you worked on for SNL?
Well, I will say the most difficult thing we've ever done was when we wrapped Lady Gaga's piano. So we had to do that on Saturday, and we had to make it was just these arrows, and it was pink, and each of the arrows had to go across and go down and match on the sides. And and we used this material because it was the iconic piano that's been in SNL forever. And I had a guy there who was not happy about it. He doesn't work for my company anymore. And then her agent is named Marlo Weinstein. So I was just trolling her. I'm just like, do I call her Miss Germanata? Do I call her Steffi? And she's like, you call her Gaga. And then she goes, what do you do? I go, I don't install. She goes, well, do the legs of the stool at least. So I did the stool legs in pink vinyl.
So for that, you have to is there like a scan of the piano that you then have, or they send you all of the measurements? And
they send me all the specs, yeah. There were 4 designers for SNL. There's Eugene passed a couple of years ago in his 80s. Leo, who's been in every show. His real name is Akira Yoshimura, so he was the only Asian that worked there. So way back when John Belushi was doing Star Trek, he had to play Sulu. And they did it a couple of years ago, and they put it back out there, which is hilarious. Then there's Joe, the guy that I consider a friend, who's the architect, and Keith, who is also one of the designers, and then Charlotte, who creates all the files. She's just really good at it. And like I said, we have a little I talk to her more than I talk to my wife some weeks, so which is why I've been married for 30 years. But she, when COVID ended, they did 5 shows in a row, and people were going nuts. 3 in a row is plenty because they stay up all weekend. And I don't get any sleep, and they don't get any sleep. They sleep less than me, and but 5 shows in a row, people wanted to kill each other. It was.
Yeah.
It's very stressful. It is, but it's good. It's a good stress.
How do you think about materials? Like you were showing me earlier, the different stuff just there in your room. Does the material ever change the idea or the concept, or because they send you all these measurements and details, you don't really need to do that?
She knows what we have and what we can turn out quickly. And I don't think they want to have a metal sign there. So it's just too heavy. The plexi was very heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, that set for the NCAA thing was supposed to be a backlit canvas, which is Artex canvas. It's synthetic canvas. But they changed it all to plexi at the last minute at like 9 o'clock at night on Friday.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But it looked great. I love that set. So, yes, I'm proud of what we do. What we do is, it can't be, I've never seen anyone do what we do. So certainly in the time frame, the material hasn't really changed. Foam core, it became Gator foam, which is just foam core with a hard shell. Because you could put your thumb through foam core, or the edges will get bent. The stuff's better.
What's something surprising that someone would learn about large format printing they wouldn't know unless they worked for however many years you've been in it?
Well, I think the speed of the printer, the ViewTech, can do a 4x8 foot sheet in 2 minutes and 38 seconds. So that's fast.
Yeah, because I don't know if that's fast, like just because I don't know about printing. You know what I mean?
No, well, you're very welcome to come by.
I would love to.
Do a remote. Yeah, it's just everything's gotten better. We did way back when, we did we used to have to do the backdrops on inkjet and mount them onto paper and then cut it with something called a Dexter cutter, which cuts at a 45-degree angle. So when you overlapped it, it didn't have double the thickness. And we just used Scotch tape, taped together. But yeah, it has evolved. We use less people for more work. We only have 10 people here in the whole shop.
And it used to be how many?
I worked at shops with 80.
Oh, wow.
But they also had more salespeople. So there's only me.
You're the lead sales guy?
Yeah, there's a lot of house accounts, but yeah, my accounts are very loyal, and they kind of have an attitude of, I don't care what it costs, and then they get the bill, and then all of a sudden they care what it costs.
Yeah,
but they don't care what it costs if they need it in an hour.
That's true. And it sounds like the accounts you have keep you pretty busy.
Yeah. Tonight show's on hiatus. I think Seth Meyers on hiatus and Kelly Clarkson. But there's a show for SNL this week. Then there's 2 off, and then there's 3 on, and then they're not on till the end of September. So.
Oh wow.
It's summer break.
What do you do like in those lull periods?
A lot of times, because it's a gig economy for all of these people, they also have to have jobs in the summer. So I got 5 or 6 designers sending me work, not in the same capacity, but it's all, they're trying to make a name for themselves. And it's always my attitude that, I want people to look good. I want people to get a raise. I want people to, it's hard to walk into a place and go, use my guy, because, then you feel like you're responsible. But I think people know at this point that they can trust me. And then there's also a lot of retail. And the retail stuff, I work with Swarovski. I work with Sol de Janeiro. They do rollouts. There's Sol de Janeiro's in 507 Sephora's. Mm-hmm. So we have to do displays, and we have to send them out. And we get a distribution list, and they go out. And so that stuff, it's not as sexy, I guess.
So cool, though. Like they're like window installations, so that's what you see.
Well, window, they usually have like a booth in the back with samples of the product, and then they have we have to build this little thing where they put the product in this square thing, and you had to read what it was supposed to smell like, and you have to match the product to the thing. I don't know, goofy stuff like that, and their Christmas tree was a palm tree, and we did the palm tree base and all this other stuff. They're also very nice. I work with a lot of very nice people.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, well, I tend to not keep people around if I don't want to work with them.
Do you think your job requires like a certain personality type?
Honesty is important, and don't get riled up. Always be positive, and then know your stuff. I mean, I was a foreman. I was a production guy back in the day when the salespeople were just like taking people out to lunch, 3 martini lunches, and telling jokes. I know what I was doing back then, and I still do, and I think that makes a difference.
It also sounds like problem solving is a huge part of your job. Because they're coming at you with a lot of concepts and a lot of measurements and things. So it sounds like that is also a big part.
Yeah. And I get a lot of, how can I do this? And it's that part's great. It really is. My son works with me, Luke, and eventually we'll hand it over to him. But I go, could you imagine me working in any other, like I could never work in an office.
Yeah.
Like a boss. I don't even own the company. But when you have sales, you kind of determine what you want to do, how many hours you work, and as long as money comes in.
Yeah.
And the owner takes Fridays off, and then we all work.
What a day to take off.
It's actually better.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't really listen to this podcast. We are very happy that, because we're a finely tuned machine, and we don't need anyone walking around and saying, "What do you do?"
Yeah.
No.
In the office, is it just one printer, or do you have multiple machines that do different things?
We have the dye sub, which is the one on cloth. It's backlit fabric. It's black back fabric. We did the whole auto show, not this year, but a couple of years back. Sew them all together. That dye sublimation means that no ink will run. It's UV ink, so it's good for outdoors, good for indoors. The ViewTech prints on the substrate, so up to 1.75 inches thick. So that's the one that's very fast. Though you can actually change it to, you put it at 1,000, you can do small type, but it just takes longer. And we have a bunch of inkjets. We have the laser. We have the Zund, which cuts everything. That's really it. I mean,
sounds like a lot to me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but the thing is, we have the latex too. So the latex, we do the backdrops for SNL on the Artix canvas, but you can also print just regular vinyl on those, and you can put 2 rolls on at once, so it runs double speed. But yeah, we're generally a very busy shop.
Was there ever a moment where you were like, I don't know if we're gonna pull this one off?
You mean, have I ever gone across the street for a beer? Yes. I have to walk away, fix it. But when one of the machines breaks, oh boy. Or if someone forgot to order material. Yeah, that's always a big one.
What do you do in that? Do you have like contacts around you that you go to when that happens, or?
Yeah, some of the stuff just takes longer.
Hmm.
And then usually I get an estimate every Thursday from SNL, and I give that to the person who orders the material. So we're supposed to have all that material in for Friday morning. And then they change it from one material to another. And then we're like, oh. So we always make sure that we replenish. Always walk in there and say, I use this, and this. Make sure we're up, stocked.
Have you ever had to kick a bad client to the curb?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And really nice people that don't pay.
Mm.
Like the guy's like, oh, I don't have the money for that. And I'm like, I've been to your house in the Hamptons. You've got an apartment that's a whole floor in Manhattan.
That's always the worst. It's like you see where they live. There's this funny, I think it was like a TikTok video, and it's like POV, you go to your client's house who asked for a discount, and it's like this giant mansion
Right.
in the Hamptons. Very similar.
I think that's why they have those giant mansions, because they don't pay anyone.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, going into this interview with you, a lot of like what you do is very similar to production design, and like obviously you don't, I guess, particularly design the things that you're printing, but does that ever overlap more? Like, do they ever come to you and ask thoughts for design itself, or no, it's pretty much like black and white?
Yeah,
You
if
just
people
print.
need the design, I have a lot of starving artist friends, and I'll just say, are you free? And they'll go, bring it. And,
Yeah.
and we're a family. So we take care of each other.
Yeah.
As it should be. I used to do the retouching, not actual retouch. I used to sit here with with one of my retouchers. He was a little nutty, but a lot of retouchers are artists, and they have different view of things. They're very sensitive. I'm not. And we used to get Leo from SNL used to send us like a Xerox with whiteout around what he thought was the border of the image, and he would say, make it 16 feet by 9 feet, and then he would be like, take out all the pine trees and make them palm trees, and we would have to put everything together. He sent me something that was from a picture from upstate New York with snow on the ground. He said, make it look like Florida. Because he liked
So
the
Photoshop
building.
it?
Yeah, he liked the way the building looked, but he didn't like the background. So yeah, we had to do that. Yeah, Tom Egan was the retoucher. He's very brilliant, and he sat with me all the time. So we used to work on Thursdays till 2 or 3 in the morning, and then when we came in Saturday morning, everything was ready to print. So that got us out earlier on Friday. But today it's poor Charlotte. They change everything on her all the time. Like, this drop is gone. Wait, now it's back. And then, somebody in government might say something stupid, and then they have to change the whole cold open.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Oh yeah. Because it's never a dull moment.
Is there one you can share?
Well, there was one recently where we bombed Iran on a Friday night, right? Mm-hmm. And we did the whole set was for, I think it was for Pam Bondi being fired, or yeah, it was. When she was testifying before Congress. So we had the whole set of her, being such a sweetheart. And then they actually did the cold open, and they just had a couple of flags and like one of the podium signs that we have all over the place that says, presidential seal or whatever. And the guy, James Austin Johnson, who does Trump, was like, I wanted the stock market to be closed before I bombed Iran. And I wanted to torture the SNL writers. They wrote that into the script, which I thought was hilarious.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
When you look back, obviously there's probably so many stressful moments just because of the pace of which you get the designs. But is there one particular stressful day where you were like having 2 beers across the street, instead of one?
Well, I'm not going to mention any of that, but yes, some of them are, what's really the weird part is when they're slow, when there's not a lot. That's when we're just waiting and we're waiting and we're waiting, because we can get anything out pretty much in an hour or 2 hours, even if it's, 20-foot drop takes about 45 minutes to print and we have to sew it, and we just want to be working.
Yeah.
And then that's when mistakes happen too, when you're not constantly pressured. And so yeah, like last week was the Jack Black thing. The week before was Harry Styles. Both of those were like shotguns of work coming at us, and we like that. I make sure that I look at everything that goes out, because even sometimes my clients, this is for Rafael Nadal, and I call them up, I go, that's not how you spell it.
Oh my God.
It's going to like, I don't know, to go into some major tournament and it's going to have the wrong name.
Is it going to have the wrong name? Or
No. That was a couple years ago. I just found that in my office when I was looking around today. Rafael.
Would you say that you're more of a creative person or operational or both?
I think I have more of a math brain, but I have enough, I think being married to a designer for 30 years probably helps.
The yin to your yang.
Yeah, but I understand. I've been working with designers and they're going to have a concept. And my job is to make sure that concept happens. And so then we talk about how to make it happen.
Is there anything you haven't done that you want to do? Like
retire?
But essentially you bring people's visions to life physically. And so has there ever been a point where you're like, oh, I would really love to create this?
Yeah, I tell them when we get a new substrate or something, and it's good. And then the other thing that you said, have you ever wanted to do something? I got John Oliver called me once, not him himself. Actually, I sent them an email that said, welcome, 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 right? Because that's how he starts every show. And I said who I was. And then we did this one flag and they wanted it 2-sided. And I said, I'm going to have to put it on something called blackback and sew it together. Otherwise, you're going to see through it. And then they said it was too heavy and I didn't charge them for it. And then I never heard from them again. So it wasn't something we did wrong. That was the only way to get it done. And I don't know. I never worked with the Comedy Central. Never worked with. That was the Godzilla theme. That's my ringtone. I've never worked with Jon Stewart or Daily Show. I've done some Broadway stuff, but I haven't really gotten too much into that. But at this point, I'm kind of just winding down. There's going to be a very large complex in Fort Monmouth, which is in Tinton Falls, New Jersey, that Netflix just bought. It's going to have multiple studios. It's going to be like a Hollywood studio in New Jersey.
Which is so cool.
That is cool. And I want to have one of my guys who are always recommending me to other people to recommend me to get an in down there. So
would you open an office there or would you keep the New York?
I would love to open an office near the shore and just, That would be great. Kind of quiet retire instead of quiet quitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Is there anything you wanted to talk about in regards to the craft or even advice for someone who's like going into this field right now? Because I'm sure it's evolved so much.
Yeah, you have to have a good rapport with the production people. You have to know your production. You have to know your limitations, and treat people with respect, and then you get respect back. I think that's important, and I don't like saying the word no. So if you're on the design end, you're gonna get inundated, and then the next week you're gonna have nothing to do. And I always tell my wife, I'm stressed when I'm busy. I'm stressed when I'm slow. So she's taught me to relax when it's slow. Sit in the sun. But I think that I don't know if they have classes. I'm sure they have classes for retouching and design, but do they have classes? You have to make sure you know what production is able to do because that's important. If you have that leg up, um, it'll make your designs go faster and you'll get, more work and word of mouth, things like that.
Really cool. Okay. So the last question I always ask, which if you could pick any role in the credits you'd be remembered for long after you're gone.
I don't know. I love the fact that I'm part of it. Leo once told me there were four designers from the beginning, and he called me the fifth musketeer, and that would be, I think, my credit. Fifth musketeer.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for joining the podcast. It's been so much fun. I literally learned so much about printing, and I want to come to this
Oh yeah,
office
yeah, yeah.
for sure, so I can see all the magic happen.
You got it.